Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of our Last Stockholm podcast. Again, it's season 3, episode 2. And today we have a very special guest, which is Leon. He is also a seller. At the same time, he is also a seller ambassador itself. I think to keep it short and sweet this time round, because the last round we did a lot, it's a bit long. So we can be as concise as possible and also informative. So I just want to let Leon to do a quick introduction of himself and his store and his business.
Okay. Great. Thanks, William, for the introduction. And of course, thanks, Lazada, for hosting me again to this podcast. So, again, my name is Leon. So, I'm actually running a business, a company. It's called the Dinky Shop. We sell authentic Korean baby and kids products mainly. So, we started importing few of the products back in 2018. And that's how we started our so-called e-commerce journey. Yeah.
So I think for audience will ask, what was the trigger point that made you want to be an e-commerce seller?
Actually, all along, I've been doing a lot of freelancing. Me and my business partner, we always try to do a lot of different business. At one point, we actually tried to do a drone, like a drone business as well. So, the real part about doing this e-commerce, actually, not really e-com. We didn't know what we wanted to do. It's just that because both of our families started to have our first child, so we were using some of the baby products, and we thought that, hey, it's actually a good idea to might as well bring in our own and then use it our own as well. So that's how we actually started lah.
So mainly started off as identifying a gap in the industry that you wanted to focus on.
Yep. So it's a necessity that we are already using. So we understand there was a demand. Yeah. So that's why we started to import in and then started selling online.
Yeah, one of the common things that you always say is that, if I didn't manage my first sale,
at
least I could.
At least I can use the full container of it
for quite some time itself.
Yes.
So I think really what attracted you to platform business? That's the main thing. I think that a lot of people will ask, if I started a business, why choose a platform? Why can't I just do a .com? Or why can't I really choose a retail route?
I think in this new age, I wouldn't say that you can't choose those two, which is the retail route. I think today still a lot of business going that route, and then of course a lot of business also starting their own .com. But if you are like a small, medium seller, you want to try it from home. That's how we actually started lah. So back then in 2018, I think online platform is started to get attraction as well. So we don't have a lot of costs. Most of our investment is already on the products. So that's why we choose to start with platforms like Lazada, because there's zero cost practically. You just have to take some pictures and then put some titles, and you can start doing sales already. Yeah. And then I think lesser management, because Lazada provide all the tools and the campaigns plan out for you guys. So you practically just have to list the product and go with the flow, right? Yeah.
So I thought by going the flow, I know e-commerce has actually grown significantly from the past. Previously, when you started off, you were actually selling from your corner of your bedroom.
Yeah.
From now, you actually have a warehouse.
Yeah.
So I think just illustrate what are the challenges you face early stage, and what are the challenges you actually face right now.
Okay, so I think at the beginning, the earlier stage, I think is similar to us fellow sellers lah, which is to get more sales, right? So you want to get sales, get your things going. So with like all these marketplaces, one of the easiest way actually to get sales is to join their campaigns lor. So especially I think coming next month will be, I think in a few weeks time is 10/10. Then following 1 month later will be the biggest shopping event, right? 11/11. I can still remember on the first 11/11 we joined, because we started our shop around October end. So we straight away joined the 11/11. And then we only get 11 sales. But from a new product perspective, with no reviews or nothing, right? It's just putting out there, and then we can get at least like good sales. Obviously nowadays, if you join 11/11, of course your sales can be better lah. Back then, I think the sales is a little bit more lesser for new user. So one of the very first few challenges in the earlier stage is to get more sales lah, because you need those sales to come in, and then so that you can buy more products and then increase the revenue, then grow your store. Yeah. Then as you grow, then when your product increases, as in like the demand of the product you sell increases, then the challenges will be you eventually have to move out of your home lah. That's where you actually kind of have to decide whether you really want to take the leap of faith. Because when you go to a warehouse, that means you have to manage not just from the comfort of your home already, you have to do all the shelving, all these things basically to really run it like a business. I think what a lot of home-based sellers, they probably worried to step out of their comfort zone. I think I met a few sellers, they always, like in initial stage when we first started together, they always share like, hey, really getting the warehouse is a very huge step, because now you need to start paying rental. Yeah, you need to start paying rental already. Yeah, so I think that will be the stage. Once you pass that stage, right, practically is I think at this current stage of our company is about scaling. So like we have the products that is on selling every day, so we need to have part-time packers. Then also you need to scale so-called the management side of things, which is your either marketing or your sales. So as an e-com seller, I think it's a phase that everybody has to go through. Yeah. So these, I would say, these are the challenges. Yeah.
So I think you mentioned very clearly about getting your first sale. A lot of I think we are of course seeing new people trying to enter the e-commerce market.
Yes.
Yeah, of course now right now
it's so easier.
There are more channels. So what is the it factor or the key factor that allows these a person who runs sales or e-commerce to get their first 100 sales, let's say?
Wow, first 100 sales. If today you ask me to start a new store, actually I'm trying. Actually, I started a new store. I'm trying to see if I can get 100 sales. Okay, but getting first, I think number one, you have to join a campaign, that's for sure. Number two, I think a lot of e-com seller, I don't know, I don't speak for everybody, but I do know some like they just import some of the hot selling item and then they just list it there, hoping the sales will come. I think that is not a very practical way lah. I mean, listing is important, but I think secondary you need to do some form of marketing, whether is it posting on social media or whether is it any form of outreach. For example, if you are a pet seller, I believe you have a pet lah. If not, you won't be a pet seller. Usually lah, that's my takeaway. So like I met one of the pet seller, they have a pet, so they have a community, so they can involve in their community. They can meet friends, then they share, hey, I got sell this thing, I don't know if your pet need or not, but yeah, here's my store. This kind of thing. So I think it's like same as any business, you have to either go door to door. It's a online way of door to door lah, basically. Yeah, you just have to put your words out there and let them know. If you list, you put on the campaign on 11/11, then you probably hoping, right? Then you will like me lah, get 11 sales lor. So unless you go and put it out there, let people know that you got all these new products, right? Then you can slightly grow faster lah, in a way.
Yeah, I think thank you for sharing. I think you mentioned one very important, which is marketing. Right now, a lot of sellers will just say, "Oh, I list it there. One day, I pray, I hope that I get a lot of
Last
sales."
time can I think last time can I think last time because we are in a phase whereby there's a lacking of products. So whatever products you bring in, right, I think it tends to sell.
Yeah,
but now it's like so many variety.
Yeah, especially during COVID lah. I think I talked to 10 people tell me they sell anything also can sell.
Yeah.
I don't know why. They just say I bring anything in, I can sell anything because it's COVID.
Yes.
But right now the market is a bit more challenging. Which you mentioned marketing, which is very so. We also heard a lot about your marketing, which is involving your own community, which you also mentioned just now.
Yes.
How do you actually maintain and retain this kind of community groups that you do?
I think when we first started, right, we already have that first intention to be involved in the our direction of our store was to be as friendly as possible, so that anyone can actually contact us. So that's how we started. So that's why we created a WhatsApp group for all our buyers. Of course, last time we have a segmentation of specific Lazada buyers have this group, but nowadays we just combine them all together because they are all mummies lah. So from there, all these mummies in one group, they can actually chat about anything if they want. If not, they just wait for our announcement of our promotions, whether on whichever sales day it is. So that's one way that you can actually maybe think for your company as well. Like whether is it, if you sell household item, maybe one good way is to create a community for BTOs buyer. I mean, upcoming BTOs, couples, all these things. So you can get them together. Sometimes I think recently on social media, a lot of couples, they actually share their BTO renovation, all these tips and things. Which actually, if you are household seller, selling things that is related, I think you can actually look into this area to create your own community per se. So from there, then you can think out of a different rewards program, whether is it to buy things at a lower cost, or you can actually do like a free gift, all this kind of thing within inside the WhatsApp group. Yeah. So that's how we actually been managing it.
So what do you think is more difficult? Like you say, because like marketing has a lot of aspects.
Yeah.
So one aspect is of course building micro communities to enable information. And another way is of course creating content to do digital marketing.
Yeah.
So which is, do you think is more difficult, or which is more preferable in the current market?
I think it's a very good question. I think it's not a choice, to be honest. So everything also must do. Yeah. In this age, you have to, I feel that you have to build your community, that's for sure, number one. Secondly, you also have to do content as well. I mean, actually, that's how it funnels down. Because of your content, that's why people get to know you. Then they get to join your group. So it's not a all thing, but it's an end thing, right? But of course, as a small business, even I'm guilty myself that the amount of content or the amount of engagement we can put out is very limited, because we are still very tied down to the operations of our day-to-day with all the sales and all these things. But slowly, but little bit, then you have to grow the team, which is something which I mentioned earlier about the challenges, scaling, which is you have to look for the right hires. I mean, we have tried a number of times. To be honest, we have also let go some of them, because like really not that easy. To be honest, really not that easy. Yeah.
Yeah, in the Singapore space right now, I think it's not easy to find the right people to do e-commerce.
Yeah.
E-commerce is still not very
I think maybe because we SME don't willing to pay. No high salary.
I think what is I think SMEs are still good place for learning grounds.
Yes,
you put effort to learn a lot of the ropes.
Correct.
Because a lot of the groundwork happen in the SMEs area itself. But definitely all this, like, I think overall manpower is always an issue for everyone. Just of course, especially the right one that comes around. Then I think also one of the key thing you mentioned was social media. I think social media right now we have abundance of social media. Abundance of social media.
Yes.
Do you try to be on all of them, or you just try to be on a selected few to which are, like, I know, like, there are different, but you mentioned you have different communities. Different communities, like, go, you break down them further, they go to like their ethnicity, their age group, they have preferences on social media itself.
Yes.
Do you try to be all of them, or you just focus on a few of them?
Good question. I think in fact it is social media that help us propel, because when we started in 2018, I think Instagram was getting very hot, which is similarly to TikTok now. So Instagram was very hot, and most of the products of our category sellers, they are not on Instagram. So that's how actually we managed to get the attention. So social media is about attention. Where is the attention? So I mean, as your own company, you have to identify your target audience. Where are they currently at? Of course, I think it's a percentage thing. So like you said, there's a lot of social media apps now there. So you have to see which one is the most effective, or your target audience is always living there. Instagram right now is I think 35 to 55, this kind of age group, which is, they actually initially was about below 25 one, because now as the app grow, the people in the app audience also grow up. So that's why our mummies are all in Instagram. Obviously, for us, we try to be everywhere. So, which is recently, download all these TikTok lah, 𝐓𝐚𝐥𝐤 lah, Lemonade lah, all these weird one basically. Last time don't have so many. Last time don't have so many. I think being inside, right, is actually give you the insights of what this new coming generation. For example, I'm a mother and kid store. So all these young people in this 𝐓𝐚𝐥𝐤 or whatever, Lemonade, TikTok, eventually if they grow up, they get married, they will have kids. So we being there first, putting out our content there, one thing is, we as a business owner, you learn how to actually do the content that is contextual to the platform. For example, TikTok is all the short form videos, and short form videos you have to do the long one. I mean, in the portrait style, and then you probably have to speak behind the video, so that can actually get you maybe more views compared to, like, for example, Instagram. You can post a picture, post a nice aesthetic product video. Yeah, so it's very different. So you can learn in a way. Second is you can actually hopefully get a first mover advantage among your competitors, so that you can actually be there first, so that people know about your brand before others.
So there are of course like things like in text-based one, which is like threads.
Threads. Yes, correct.
Newspaper, but again, is still up for debate whether it works or not.
Yeah.
So being that you see that you're actually on all of them, how do you manage to find time for all of them?
No, you can't. So again, it's a percentage thing also. Sometimes I think now I'm trying to use like one content, and then that same content maybe cut out the picture, or maybe do a different caption on a different platform that hopefully can be contextual to the social media app. But obviously now, as in like in all honesty, our company, there was only me that is doing all these things. So we try to hire someone, but it's not that easy really. It's not that easy. Maybe the really good one, they know how to do it, but maybe very expensive lah. So maybe like 80% I will be on Instagram, then another 10% will be on TikTok, 5% Lemonade, or 5% 𝐓𝐚𝐥𝐤, this kind of thing. So time management basically. You still have to do whatever that is work. Especially like Instagram nowadays, if you post on Instagram, you will get lesser views also. So you have to be very good at it. Yeah, whereas you post anything on like Lemonade, for example, or like 𝐓𝐚𝐥𝐤, you can easily get few hundred views, that kind of thing. Yeah.
It's really because of the algorithm.
Yeah, algorithm, and because of the traffic that they have.
So I think there's also you can see there's a growing trend towards the social medias itself.
Yeah.
I think sellers will actually, I think more important thing to take away is to really think out of the box.
Yeah.
Think out of the box. If you really think out platform business, just platform business. It is not just platform business nowadays.
Correct. Yes, 100%.
In the past, you just list, that's your only job.
Yes.
Nowadays, you need to think, hey, how do I get out of that circle and get outreach to more people who are actually out there? Because right now, consumers are spoiled for choices lah. I would say they are very spoiled. So being e-commerce that is ever changing every year, what are the current trends that you are actually seeing happening right now?
So actually, like, to bring up the point just now you was mentioning, right, like it's not just a platform business anymore. So I think I noticed because recently we went for an overseas trip organized by Lazada, so we have a chat with a few overseas sellers lah. So from my observation like a lot of overseas sellers, they are using this platform to build their brand, instead of doing like a platform business. So the difference is like platform business is like, for example, you go to Lazada, you find whatever that is top selling. Maybe it's a super high advanced a mop. Okay, so you go and China and find the exact same mop, and then you bring it into Lazada, and then you just sell lower. That is the platform business that we know maybe during the COVID period especially. Okay, so people just import anything. But whereas what I observe is that overseas sellers, they will focus on brand building using platform. So some of the sellers I checked with, they actually created their own brand. They do their own. So it's the same thing. It's like probably the same mop, for example, but they just have to change the packaging, put their brand logo. They have a lot content. Maybe they can actually sell higher in that sense because of the content, or maybe because of the rating. They can do it more presentable in a way. So that's how what I'm observing nowadays in the e-commerce space. That's one. The second thing is that I think a lot of sellers now should actually focus on a niche segment. Of course, Singapore is a very small market lah. So you can't I know one of a Vietnam seller, they just sell lady shoe, and it's just lady shoe, and this lady shoe is very specific. It's only sandals. Yeah, so it's not even office wear or all these things. It's just a lady sandals. Obviously, in Singapore, I don't know you can do that or not because of the economy of scales. We have lesser people. But I think what most lacking in our current landscape is that a lot of sellers, for example, sell lady shoes. They sell lady shoes, office lady shoe, any lady shoe, then sell slipper, then sell socks. Then later you will see they sell makeup. You know, anything that they think that can sell to the same target audience, they will just put it in their store. So especially like a household seller, they particularly think that every household item they just have to put it in their store. I think this is something that they can actually relook into their store. You can have all these items, but you just segment out to different store lah. You know, like you sell furniture, you just sell furniture, or you sell chairs, you sell specific chairs. Then you just have a store that sell that specific chair. You don't need to lump everything together. I think this is something that is going to be a trend in the coming e-commerce space, where because nowadays we have too much supply of products. Customer want something that is can speak to them, can understand them, can understand their needs, and a very specific kind of product niche that the areas that they probably are looking for. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Leon actually shared very, very interesting ideas from the recent HangZhou trip that he went. One was clearly brand building. I think this brand building thing was something that I also talked to a lot of sellers. I actually informed them and talked to them and say, hey, you should be doing your own brand, because competition in e-commerce is going to get steeper and steeper every year. It's not going to be easier, because like, well, every year you have new people coming in, new people exiting, and old people exiting. So your challenges are definitely. So if you build a brand, that's where you can start to stand out and build your future revenues. Of course, there's a lot of advantages to building your own brand, but that is one of the trends that I think we are also following what is actually Taobao many years back. I remember back actually, like, there were a lot of small sellers. Then they actually branched out, started to build their own brand. That's why right now we have, like, in Tmall, you see, so many Chinese brands.
Yes. That's why Tmall, all these is all their own brands. I mean, they of course China have their own factory lah, so they can easily create their own brands out there. But basically, if you go to Tmall, you see it's very nice and neat, and you don't get messed up. You really can find what you want to buy, and then depends on whichever store you visit, what kind of brand message they are giving out. Yeah.
I think the one thing that they always build around in Tmall was to actually think that, like, if I want to sell in Singapore, that you say market small, I sell many things on many. I lump everything in one store. So the identity of the store sometimes becomes diluted in a sense. Like,
no identity.
Like I said, like if Leon was right now, he has a mother baby store, he will not input like pet stuff into his mother baby store, right?
Yes, correct. So, even though maybe the parents will have pets, but I will not list pet items in my store lah.
You'll most likely create a new store. And name it separately, and then continue to build the brand from there. So I think that is one of the key things that a lot of sellers, if you are thinking about expanding your business, that is the key thing that you should think. If you have been doing like selling, trying to be a marketplace seller, selling for a long time, I think that you should start thinking about how about building a brand. Of course, building a brand doesn't mean I really brand something. You can also, like, Metro is a brand. That's how Metro gain their brand itself. So you can build something like this along the line to help you. Because e-commerce is not going, again, it's going to be not easy these 2 years, because we know that inflation is high, things are more expensive. You need to find a way to survive as a business owner lah. So I think for Leon, what is the main things that you as a business, like, what is your, do you have any goals or plans in the near future that you want to, maybe you want to start, like, when say you want to build new brands, you want to start thinking about, like, expanding your product segments?
Like, I think to add on to a point just now earlier, and to also answer the question, just now you mentioned about Metro. Actually, in a way, our company, our Dinky Shop is a little bit like Metro lah, but of course, way smaller scale lah. So, like, we have multiple Korean brands under our umbrella, which we actually imported them. And then now, we are at a stage whereby, should we import more Korean brands, or should we do our own brand? So it's a mixture. So what we're going to focus on for our business will be, we're going to start creating, so long as the product can make sense, we're going to start creating our own brand products. So it will be named under our shop lah. So that's one way that we are looking at to supplement actually our star product lah. Because nowadays, we have established the sales for our star products already. So we have sort of like a recurring traffic. So we need supplementary products. Maybe it's our own brand this time around to actually supplement all these products that we have. And then, of course, like you mentioned about the inflation, the interest rate, and all these things, I think it will only get, I wouldn't say tougher, but it's not going to be easy like what Wei-Lun say lah. So you just have to serve your current customer well first, because whatever customer that is buying from you, they are buying from you. So you cannot let them go, right? You just have to serve them well, serve them good, so that you can actually phase out, the next 2 years.
Yeah. So 2 years, we don't know what is in store for e-commerce, but we all can guess.
Yeah.
So I think you being in the HangZhou trip, like the HangZhou trip, you really open your eyes to some of the open eyes to some of the sellers. They also show you some of the newest thing that's happening in China right now. So can you share some of the key takeaways that you have?
Yeah, actually, I was I was quite excited to actually go on this trip because it's been some time I visited China. I think that was in at least got 15 years ago. 15 years ago since I visited China. And nowadays, on news you always hear, especially during COVID, like how advanced China is, the technology. You know, especially when I arrived. I mean, apart from the flight, all the flights delayed to this trip. You know, yeah. So when I reached the hotel, you know, using all the facial recognition and all these things, I thought it was quite advanced in a way. But to be honest, when you really say they are really ahead of us, I won't say it's speed light ahead of us. It's maybe I don't think Singapore is that far back, because we also have a lot of seamless payments. We a lot of those accessibility of our apps and technology. I don't think we are really that behind. But in terms of anything that is coming, because I think during the presentation, one of the China actually said that I also did a Google research to double confirm that actually online sales for China nowadays is about 30% of their retail sales value, whereas for Singapore is around 13% already. 13%, if I'm not wrong, based on Google quote. Yeah. So if you really say we are very behind, I won't say we are very behind. So that's why they actually are also like the China seller, they are focusing on online and offline experience, which is something that I think for us, if you have the ability, we should explore which is why I think as a commitment for our company, next year we are trying to go to more offline events. Yeah, because I think people still, as in combine online and offline, you know, create that experience so that people can actually purchase. If you see like Singapore retail sales now is about 13% contributed by online, so most of it, but of it is actually offline. Yeah, so this is something that I believe Lazada initiative also looking at it as well, to create the online and offline experience for the sellers.
Yeah, for I think the takeaway was really used right now, because people say, I last like e-commerce seller, I just probably do online.
Correct,
I don't talk about offline business.
Yes.
I just want to do online business only. But right now if you look at how much is happening in HangZhou and in China, they are still very concerned about their retail sales.
Yes. Because
still accounts for a big amount of their sales.
Yes.
They just use online, like you say, as a branding, as a marketing channel.
Yes.
Because their .com is never enough. They have to be like almost on everywhere
Yes.
to sell.
Yes. And also to make their delivery faster, right? That's what they share.
Yeah. Because in delivery sense, they probably are a lot better than us.
Yeah, of course.
Because they can do like next state delivery within the next one day itself.
I think some of their deliveries they share is like less than 30 minutes or something.
It's within the same state. I think probably same day delivery is possible. So they can do a lot of stuff that is, of course, I think that's something that we can look forward to in the future. I think that is, of course, something we want to build for the future also. So I think you discuss your plans, you discuss what you learn in HangZhou. So now we are reaching a year-end sale. And year-end sale is very, very important for most sellers. Actually all sellers. And of course, every year we have new sellers coming in. But this time, every year, the battleground is actually very different. This year round, for sellers expecting the first year-end sale, what's the most... I think let's name 3 things that they should focus on this time round to make sure, to ensure that they don't because year-end sale is very long. It starts from maybe mid-October.
I start already.
I start already. So halfway through. Now it's like your short break. Short break before you go ahead for your 11 and short. So it's a very long period. So what are the 3 things that you focus on so that they don't burn out during these 3 months?
I think first thing, your shop cannot die. Okay, so I think for this one particularly, I mean, as a seller, I can share that I'm not feeling that optimistic. Okay, I don't know, is it because of the economy or the different changes? So we, as a company, we are trying to manage our excitement in a way, try to scale down our excitement, our expectations. So firstly, like I really say, first you have to survive first, which is don't die. So that's one. I think don't go all in yet, right? So you, especially this year is a little bit different because it's like 1 year past the COVID. I think so we have open. I mean, COVID is sort of over lah. So everybody can go out, all this kind of thing. Actually, if we talk to some of our fellow sellers, they feel that their sales are already affected already on a monthly basis. So Number one, you have to manage your expectations. Of course, you have to put in as much best effort as you can, like prepare the stocks. I mean, all these simple things, put voucher, all these things, you have to be there. Do all the necessary shout outs and all these things. Second thing is you don't want to, like I said, don't go all in. Especially you don't want to. I will feel that, unlike last year, I will feel that usually these big campaigns you can try to launch new products. Whereas this year, I will try to prevent that, right? And then, like I said, the last thing will be to serve your current customer well. Depends on your product nature, because mine is more recurring. So every month got people come back to buy one. So my focus right now is really serving the current buyers well and good. Like any customer service, you have to quickly remedy. Yeah, give them that the trust even during this period. Like you are, in a way, you are there for them, in a way. Although like the prices, inflation and all these things increases. I mean, our shop have increased a little bit but still very little compared to a lot of things out there in the market, right? Yeah. So this, I think I would say these three things is the most important one for us. I mean, for me as a seller.
Yeah. Like you mentioned, don't burn out. Don't try to monitor. I think it's really, because like if you do well doing your double 11, people will still come back doing your double 12.
Yes.
And people always think, oh, I only survive double 11, double 12 enough. Actually, no. Actually, you're wrong. Actually, we realized throughout the years itself, in December people shop a lot.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole month, I don't know why. They shop all the way to Christmas. Then they stop in Christmas only. So it goes on and on. So it's not say, oh, I finished my 11, my 12, or I'm done. But remember that there's always something called after sales effect.
Nowadays, our single digit sales is not single day already. It's multiple days.
Yeah, it just keeps coming on and on. People like, suddenly I buy on one day. Oh, next day I didn't buy something else again. Then it comes on and on and again. Alright, so I think Leon has already provided very, very good advice for you, and also provided a lot of insights for him from his marketing perspective, and how he has grown from his bedroom to now to having a warehouse and now holding a team itself. I think there's a lot of things that if you want, you can learn from him. Of course, we will put a link for his WhatsApp group if you're interested to join and actually talk to him, discuss with him more about his journey itself. We'll be glad to share it over the talk. And of course, want to thank to keep it short. So, want to thank Leon for actually doing this podcast with us.
No, thank you. Thanks Lazada, and thanks the team.
Okay, and thank you for going through this quick sharing your experiences with the seller itself. But of course, if you have anything, please do reach out to him himself. And of course, you can ask more questions. And of course, what kind of topics you will see in the future, please follow our YouTube page yourself. And please remember to comment, like, and follow.
Yeah.
Alright, see you next time. Bye bye.
Lazada. Bye bye.